right, so now that's 1 point perspective. Now let's move on to this idea of 2 point perspective. What it looks like when you're able to take the drawing and use 2 points. Now we're drawing two sides of an object, and we're going to fill the thing with boxes, the whole piece of paper with boxes. It's going to be a lot of fun. This is probably one of my favorite exercises, this 2 point perspective. All right, if you thought that 1 point perspective was fun, wait till you get a load of 2 point perspective. So again, going to go with our eye line, our horizon line. Again, I'm going to choose to be about in the middle, a little bit below the middle. All right, now with 2 point perspective with this particular exercise, we're going to call down here the ground and call up here the sky, and you'll see why here in a second. All we're going to do here is we're going to draw boxes. 2 point perspective means that instead of 1 point that we use in these other exercises, we use 2 points. So I have the horizon line. I'm going to put my 1 point, my first point over here, and I'm going to put my second point over here. The farther apart these points get, the broader your picture is going to be. Some artists will even use their perspective points, or called vanishing points. I just remembered that. Vanishing points, these are everything vanishes to these points. So up to these perspective points or vanishing points, sometimes you go even off the page. That's okay too. Just make sure that if you do that, you fix the paper onto your drawing surface, like with some tape or whatever. Otherwise, as soon as your pad moves and it rotates off of this line, your drawing is ruined. So either A, keep the the vanishing points or perspective points on the paper, or tape the paper to the surface, and then you can go ahead and do whatever you want. So choosing obviously to put the points here, we're going to draw some boxes. And so here's some terms we're going to use. We have these perspective points or vanishing points. We have our horizon line or our eye line, depending on what you want to do. Let's draw our first box on the ground. So we're going to draw a line. We'll call this the leading edge of the box right here. And now, just like with the 1 point perspective, you're going to take the top of the line and the bottom of the line, and you're going to draw it to these perspective points or vanishing points. So here's the top of the line, drawing lightly, and the bottom of the line, drawing lightly over here. Now we have 2 points, so now we do the same thing over here. So the top of the line goes over here, and the bottom of this line here, this gets a little unruly. My pun of the day. So there we go. All right, so now we have this weird shape here, this boomerang shape. But watch how this is going to suddenly turn into a box. So now we're going to draw two parallel lines to this one that's going to define the edges of this box. So I'm going to bring this box out here so it's going to be pretty square here, and I can put the other one right here. Okay, now they're all contained within these perspective lines here, so it doesn't go beyond that, otherwise your perspective is going to get lost. So this box, all the lines of this box is going to coordinate to these vanishing points, or these lines here. All right, so now we have our second and our third edges of our box. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to draw from the top line over to the vanishing point over here. Drawing lightly and straight. The straighter your vanishing lines are, or your perspective lines, the cleaner your drawing is going to be. All right, so all of a sudden, bam, you see this box. It's right there. So let's go ahead and ink in our box. So we're inking in. That means we're just drawing with the lines, and we have our box. Isn't that cool? 2-point perspective. Let's do another one. Except we'll do this one floating in the sky. So let's draw our leading edge over here. Doesn't matter where it's at, because it's just a floating box. Floating boxes can do whatever they want. Top of the line, top of this leading edge here, we're going to go down to the vanishing point down here. Bottom of the leading edge to the vanishing point over here. Same thing on the other side. 2-point perspective, remember. Top of the leading edge to the vanishing point. Bottom of the leading edge to the vanishing point. Okay. All right. Notice that over here is a little bit messed up. If I was a stickler art teacher, I would be like, no, it's got to go right to that line. That is what it is. All right, let's draw our second and our third edges. Let's make this one a little different shaped box. Let's make it pretty wide. So we're going to come over this way, and it's got to be parallel to this line. Parallel means they don't touch, right? If you draw it this way, if you draw it kind of slanted, eventually they're going to touch, and that's not what we want. And let's make this one a wide box. It's going to be a wide box. All right, so now we have our leading edges. I'm going to come over here. So our top and the bottom of our box, vanishing point over here. Now our second leading edge, our third leading edge I should say, bottom of the box to the vanishing point, and top of the edge to the vanishing point. All right, now notice what has happened here. Since I drew the lines, the vanishing point lines through the box itself, I could go ahead and make a solid box like this. But I want to do something a little bit different. I want to make this box so that, let's say, this bottom edge here, this bottom part of this box is actually opened up so we can see the inside of this box. So now we're going to look carefully at these converging lines. This edge here goes down to here, which crosses this edge here. Hopefully you can see that on the camera. Yes, you can. All right, so this edge here crosses here, and this edge from here goes down and crosses this line over here. And so now we can actually draw the line and connect these two things together. All right, and you'll see how this is going to work. Now, this takes a little bit of concentration because you got to figure out which lines you want to keep. So I already know I want to keep this leading edge. So I'm going to ink that. I already know I want to keep this leading edge, or this edge, and I want to keep this edge. I also know that I want to keep the top of the box, like that. And I also know I want to keep the bottom here and there. And now you want to look at your box and say, okay, I want to make it look like you can see up inside of this box. So I'm going to draw here, and if I stop right there, you would say this is just another one of those boxes, but I want to draw the inside. So I'm going to connect here, and then I'm going to draw this little sliver here and here. And now all of a sudden we can see up into this other box here. So now we have two boxes. One's floating in space. That's kind of open on the bottom. Right? All right. Now let's go ahead and draw a third box. While I'm doing that, the exercise that I have for everybody is I want them to fill the paper up with boxes. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to draw a box, and this is going to be a little bit different than what I did in the exercise for the class, but I want to show you how cool you can make this. So the homework is to fill up the page with boxes. Boxes sitting on the ground, boxes floating in the air, boxes sitting on top of boxes. You can even make a row of boxes here. So if you want to make a row of boxes touching each other, you can just do that. And now suddenly you have two boxes sitting next to each other. If you want to make three boxes sitting next to each other, but one box is taller, then just go ahead and extend this line up. So now you have a new leading edge. Vanishing point, top. Vanishing point's already done on this bottom part. Vanishing point over here. And now it's connecting here. So this is your second leading edge. So vanishing point to the line, like that. And let's make this box this thick. And now this leading edge here, or this edge here, goes back to this corner. and now all of a sudden you have a new box. See? Once you get the idea of this 2 point perspective, and you can go crazy town on this stuff, right? And suddenly if you want to turn these boxes, they're not boxes anymore. There could be a city block if you wanted to. City block here, some cities, and this is a big UFO. I think one of the students even suggested it be a UFO. So we got this boxes. These could be buildings. They could be whatever. All right. So let's do something else that's kind of intriguing. Remember, I'm going to erase some. No, let's not do that. So this horizon line right here, this middle eye line is what we're looking at. All these other lines are going to go away. So let's draw another box that actually sits on the ground, but it goes above the eye line. Let's make it nice and tall. All right, great. So now this is the bottom. We're gonna take it, go to the vanishing point. Take this, go to the vanishing point. Now, take this. Let's do it from the top here. Connect the two. All right. Looks like it matches up with this corner here. All right. So now we have this box here. Let's make this one nice, tall, and slender. So I'm going to use my ruler here, or my straight edge. And I'm going to try to make it as parallel as I can to this leading edge here. Now remember, this is the bottom line, so I can't go past this line. I can't go past this top line. So I'm coming down over here. I'm jumping over. You don't have to, but I just jumped over just to stay here. Let's see what happens here. Right there, let's make this one nice and tall. Oops, I forgot to do the bottom part. See there, I made another mistake. All right, and let's make it nice and square and parallel. So I can use my straight edge on this side, try to make it parallel. Okay, so now I want you to see what's happened. One, I've drawn behind this box here, but you see how this top edge of the box angles down, but this bottom edge angles up. So when you're drawing things where your eye line, where the object you're drawing crosses the eye line or this horizon line, I want you to pay attention to the fact that everything above the eye line, you're going to see more and more of the bottom of, and the farther down the eye line this goes, the more you're going to see the top of the object. So let's ink this. I'm going to keep this line. I'm going to keep this line. I'm going to keep this line. I know I want to keep this line. So now I don't want to go through my box. Be very careful. Great artists make those mistakes all the time. Go through objects. They don't intend to. There. There. One of the students today even suggested this looks like Minecraft. And that's kind of what it does, doesn't it? So if you want to make a Minecraft landscape, that'd be perfect. That'd be great too. All right, so now let's go ahead and erase all of our lines. This part is where you start getting all the mess all over the paper. So students, when you're drawing on your kitchen table, don't just let these things just go off on the table. Brush them off. Don't let them go on the floor because that's nasty too. Just sweep them up to the edge and then take a dust buster or something and sweep them up, okay? Don't make mom or dad do that. That's just not nice at all. Artists are typically very careful and very, very conscientious of their environment. So your environment is not outside, it's actually inside, and it's being careful with what your parents have provided for you. There, see? Okay, so I kept my horizon line because I want to draw on it. And because I want to do something a little bit, I want to kind of make this a little jagged so it looks like maybe an alien landscape or something. So now we have these boxes. So I want the students to fill it up. They can fill up with as many boxes as they want. The more the better. And even you could make some decorations to it. So there's some windows here. I even suggested maybe a hole in one of the boxes here, and then some kind of slide that comes down like that. You know, just have some fun with this. And maybe a person inside the slide go, ah, no, no, like that, just sliding down. Have fun with this. Draw people on it. Help us know how big these things are, how far away they are. So there's a little person there. Let's draw a nice big person right here, big stick figure. He's just kind of chilling on the side there. You know, he's just kind of chilling there. All right, so this is 2-point perspective, obviously because it has 2 points. So, homework assignment, fill this up with a bunch of stuff. That's it. Color it. Have some fun. It's a lot of fun. Boxes, boxes, boxes. I want to see your name. So 1-point perspective with your name, and then these boxes everywhere. And then this is what we did for that 1-point perspective. So there we go. These 2 assignments. I would like them to be done by next time we meet. Awesome, awesome, awesome.